Hey, secondhand soul fans! Hey, secondhand soul fans, what's happening? It's your friendly neighborhood soul man, Lyle Dynamite Miller, and I'm here with
Kathy Fern.
And the sax man, Dave Drower. How's it going, everyone?
How we doing, everybody? We're here for our eighth episode.
Wow!
Yep,
our
that's
eighth
right.
episode of the
It'll be
Secondhand
100
Soul
before we
Band
know
Show. That's right. We're going on 100.
Months. We're going strong here.
Going strong. We haven't missed an episode. I hope you all haven't missed an episode either. We got a great one for you today. So let's go over the lineup. Today we're going to do our go over some venue news and talk about something that's going on. That'll be a short segment. Then we have our "Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth" segment. And that's where we talk about the song meaning, the meaning of lyrics in songs. And then we have our over underrated segment. Dave and I are going to talk about a band this week that everybody knows, but I think we'll get to that later. It's a rock band, so this will be a little controversial, just a little bit. And then, of course, we talk in our Art Ghost segment about being a diva, Art Ghost that's always ready to get on stage, and then we'll go over that segment. And then, of course, Dave goes off once again. This time it'll be. Well,
I got a good one.
We'll say later who it is because the show could immediately end once Dave starts the segment. So until then, we'll just get started with what we have.
I don't know. Is he on YouTube too?
Right.
Then we're really in trouble.
Yeah.
How was your week, you guys? What have you been up to?
Not a bad week, I guess. The weather was pretty decent. It's always the same inside my house, so
no rain, no snow, no sun.
Yep. It looked good out the window, so
yeah. I got out a little bit with a friend. I went to outdoors. We had some dinner. We rode the motorcycles. That was nice. Just a quick, couple hours out, and so a lovely evening for that. How about you, Dave?
I'm working like always. Yeah. Yeah. So
always working.
Yeah, the band slowed down, so I had to get another job. So no, I've been working third shift.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, for a month now. Started at 2 a.m. But it ironically suits me really well. I'm already in that schedule to begin with. So Wednesdays are a little weird because I go to work, then I come home and I pass out, then I wake up, I teach private lessons, then I go back to sleep. I get up, I do this, then I go back to sleep.
Wow.
Then I go to work. So Wednesdays are a little weird, but I'm not complaining because I like working. I do. I'm addicted.
You do. You're a really hard worker, man.
Yeah. So. All right. What's next on the... Oh, yeah. We got an intro for this one, too. Here it comes.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
It just never fails to crack me up. I love that movie. Yeah, so, Lyle, what are we talking about today? We're this started because I saw a post of a woman singing at a beauty pageant, and she was not very good, and it basically said what 2020 sounds like. And I watched the video and I was like, this is interesting, I want to know more about this girl. And then I kind of went down a whole rabbit hole, and turned out she was singing and I Am Telling You, the song from Dreamgirls. And then Lyle and I got into a conversation about the right way to sing that song, the wrong way to sing that song, or who should or shouldn't be singing that song. And I think we basically came to the conclusion that nobody but Jennifer Holliday should be singing that song.
Nobody else. That's it. Jennifer Holliday, that's all you need. That's it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. There's just some songs out there that are too big for you.
It said in the comments, what key was that in? And somebody said all of them.
All of them. All of them. It didn't matter for Jennifer Holiday.
That cracked me up.
And note the distinction. Holiday, not Hudson.
Yeah.
Jennifer Holiday is the only one. Do you have those images, Dave? So this is Naomi Shore. Naomi Shore did this tune. I want to say was from a beauty pageant.
Wrong one.
Oh, that's not her. That's although also beautiful. That is Jennifer Holiday.
There she is.
So this is Naomi Shore. This is from a beauty pageant. I want to say it was in 2004.
2010, Arkansas. Miss
2010.
America pageant. She'd already won locally, and she was trying to win for Miss America.
Fascinating.
Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl.
Yeah. No, and I guess she did a poem to qualify this.
Oh, okay.
Well, or perhaps a different song. So yeah, so she covers the tune. It goes viral because it's awful. Now, she's not an awful singer.
No.
She's actually a pretty good singer, decent quality voice, but she's trying to sing a song that is not a song.
It's basically the definition of over singing.
Yes. Well,
it's like when you give the car too much gas and you can't control the car.
Yeah. It's kind of it is kind of like over singing, but not in a way where you're blowing over your voice. To me, it was over singing like you're doing too much singing. You're concentrating so much on singing. All I'm hearing is notes and no emotion and no connection to the song, which is what translates, what gets over and gets into the souls of other people. That's why it's soul music. See, this whole and I am telling you, I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with Dreamgirls. It's a musical, originated as a musical before it was a film, and Effie, Jennifer Holliday's character, was a singer who was in love with a young man. They're together. He decides to manage her. They have a group. She's an incredible singer, but her image, as they call it, her image isn't mainstream. So there's another girl in the group who's not as good a singer, but she has more of a mainstream image. It's loosely based on the Supremes.
And how often does this happen?
All the time, yeah. So yeah, the story is loosely based on the Supremes, and Diana Ross took gosh, I can't remember her name, but Effie was the heavier girl in the Supremes, loosely based. So what happens is
Mary,
the other one. I can't believe I
Lord.
can't think of her name. Man, this
her.
is so embarrassing. I'm supposed to be a historian.
I'll look her up while you do that.
So anyway, what happens is at the pinnacle, right before the song takes place in the show, Effie is nobody else knows she's pregnant. She's put on some weight. She has an attitude. And she's a little mad because she doesn't have her right spot anymore. And her old man is messing around with this new singer. So they're ready to abandon her. And she stands up there and looks all of these people that she came up with, that she made famous, that would still be in the ghetto if it wasn't for her voice, and says, I'm telling you, I'm not going anywhere. I've earned your devotion and I'm not leaving until I get it.
Hell to the no.
Is what happens. And after that, they abandoned her anyway. But when that song comes out of Jennifer Holiday, you feel for her. Your heart breaks. This thing was so big that in the 70s, when they did it on Saturday Night Live and on Carson, they would bring the whole cast out to perform the scene that led up to her song just so she could deliver the message and you'd get the whole story.
I literally got the chills just looking at that picture.
You guys have to listen. We'll get dinged if we play any of this video, but you have to look up Naomi Shore performing "And I'm Telling You." Then look up Jennifer Holiday, and then also I want you to look up Jennifer Hudson's, because here's the other thing. Naomi Shore. In fairness to Naomi Shore, she's doing a song that she said. Now she did this redemption video. And it was terrible. It was just as bad as the first one, but it
wasn't as bad. At least you could tell she wasn't tone deaf. Like, she could actually sing. She heard it, but she did not deliver during the first video.
Right. She was singing. It wasn't this. This isn't a song. It's a lament. It's not a song that you sing. It's not smelling. And I'm telling you, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. You know, it's more of a. So you get that intensity and that urgency when you see Jennifer Holliday do it. Now the other thing I was going to mention is Jennifer Hudson had the material. She had the reference in terms of why and where the pain comes from in the song. And she delivered, in my opinion, not a very good performance. Now, she got an Oscar for it, so what do I know? But the song, the way that Jennifer Holliday delivered that, you believed her. And I'm also an actor, so belief is important.
Yes.
And I think that Jennifer Hudson emulated what she thought was great power and volume that Jennifer Holliday had, but it's not just about that. And Jennifer Holliday had better dynamics also, by the way.
Looking at it, you know, like listening to Jennifer Holliday sing it, knowing that she's delivering such a performance, when you actually listen to how she sings, it's not loud, it's not screaming, it's just full of emotion. There's a way to do that without yelling at somebody, which that's what people seem to think. The louder you are, the more you sing, then you're going to convey this emotion. It's not that at all. It's a much more subtle thing in your voice, and you don't have to blast people with your voice to get them to hear you. It's almost like, I always think of it as like, as a mom, when you yell at your kids, they don't hear you. But if you bring your voice down and you sound very serious, they hear you. They know you mean business. That's
right. It forces people to listen. It brings them into you instead of you trying to reach for them. That's what was missing. You know, I remember hearing Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates. He was talking about Eddie Kendricks and David Ruffin, and he said that they didn't sing their songs. He said they cried in tune. Now, if you just think about that phrase and listen back to their songs. Yes, they're in tune, but all you hear is emotion.
Yeah.
You know, David Ruffin had this, they called it a whiskey voice. They called it a whiskey voice because of how raspy and broken up it sounded. But that urgency and that vulnerableness was what made those songs translate so well.
And you know, there's other bands that do soul music like we do, but I should say the same songs that we do. But I think when we do them, we do deliver that emotion and we do deliver that feeling. We're not only like playing the song properly, but we're also just not a jukebox. Like we really deliver the energy and the emotion to the audience, and that's where we differ. A lot of bands can say they play all these different tunes that we do, but it's not the same thing. I've seen much bigger bands, 12 pieces, a giant horn section, and I'm kind of like, I don't get it. Like we do it with just one horn, Dave. Dave holds it down, man.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, and that's what's soul when we talk about soul.
You only need one.
I only need one if you're doing it right.
When you talk about soul, that's what it comes down to. It's authenticity. People think it's the loudness and the gruffness, but that is all very innate, and it's actually a response, a physical response to the emotion that you're feeling. How are you going to cry if I'm not crying? Right. How are you going to be happy and dance if I'm not happy and dancing? If it's true to me, then you'll really feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. When we know what the songs we're singing and where they come from, and we just deliver that feeling to the audience, they get it. We're not just robots up there. They totally get it. So obviously our audience responds when we play. So they know. They get it.
Yep. So we hope you guys like
very sophisticated.
So that's a tip out there for everybody. While you're learning those notes, learn that story too, because that's what's most important in singing.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on. Oh yeah.
All right. And speaking of being about your chops and your story, it's time for Over Underrated.
Over Underrated.
And this is the segment where we take an artist and we decide or we discuss whether or not they're overrated, underrated, or if they're getting just the right amount of accolades.
Yes,
and this week we have a rock band. How about some controversy out there? Who do we have this week, Dave?
We have Kiss. Kiss the rock band, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think the reason why we think we're going to get controversy is that we both think that they're completely overrated to the max. But as I think about it, I'm not sure if they care about music in the sense of they were. It was more like a musical or like some kind of like Blue Man Group now. You know, Blue Man Group, what are they doing? Yeah, they're playing the drums, but it's more of an experience. And come on, they're more known for their tongues and their outfits than they are any song that they would have ever sang. So, I can't.
And the makeup.
Right,
you know.
right. And yeah, you fit in great in Vegas and but
It's definitely a spectacle when they play.
You know, I grew up in the 80s. I was a kid in the 80s. And I remember the first time I saw like Kiss on video, like the real band performing. And I was like, oh man, somebody did a band from like those guys from Scooby-Doo. Like I thought they were like cartoon characters and then like the Monkees or something, you know, and then they did a band afterwards. Or like the Harlem Globetrotters or something, you know, because this, you know, it's fascinating. So I did a little research. I'm looking into these guys, and I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something. You know, I mean, I listen to rock music, but maybe I need to do a deeper dive. And they had, I want to say, north of 15 albums, probably 20. And they had one hit. They had the one hit, and they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right. Again, it's because they got notoriety because of their little shtick, which is again, it's a Kenny G-esque type thing, you know. It's like somehow you guys managed to make millions of dollars being sort of okay musicians, you know. Good for you, but I'm not going to say I'm not marketing. I can't say that you're bringing the music business forward as an art form or anybody's like dying to play your stuff. I mean, sorry.
You know, everybody else.
But Kiss, come on, you
know, name 5 songs, quick, fast, 5 songs. Just
I can't even get 5 letters. Like they only got 4, so
like. Seriously, I know. You take the makeup off of those guys, and you take that makeup off, you put those guys out there,
and then they're just perverted dudes, like sticking their tongues out at weird people all over the place.
I mean, come on, let's be serious. Listen, that is sacrilege, whatever. Be serious. Who would hire these guys?
Well, I gotta chime in here. I mean, you know, I grew up in the '80s, and Kiss was a band that everybody, the guys, like would cry over. They loved them, that band, and you know, they have hits, you know, but if you compare them, I mean, I think the standards were a little different back in the day. You know, if you look at a prog rock band like a Rush or a Yes, or some of those other bands like that, I mean, those people were musicians. They knew what the heck they were doing. Right. Kiss had a formula and it worked, and they just did it over and over, and they had the makeup and the costumes, and they created this whole sense of secrecy, like who are they? What do they look like without their makeup? That was marketing genius, and I think that's all Gene Simmons right there. I mean, look what he did even after the band's never gone away. Right. They're still around, but I mean, he turned it into like one of the first reality shows, and they have Kiss coffins, and they have Kiss coffee makers, and they have like Kiss everything. So, you know, it's kind of like Madonna, where they were just marketing geniuses, and they knew how to just stay ahead of the trend and, you know, be there. But, you know, if you just look at their music, I mean, Rock and Roll All Night is kind of like, boring. You
nice
know,
tune, though, but
it's all right.
Kind of funny that you say Madonna. That's I kind of not like think of her as a musician, but it's funny because it is on the same. It is in the same thing. Yeah, and absolutely, it was genius. I mean, it was a franchise that Gene was looking at. Yeah. He wasn't making a band. See, I didn't know that these guys were even musicians for a while, but the image hit me first. Yeah, you know, even as this 9-year-old kid, the image hit me first, and then I just knew Kiss, and I'm like, oh, they do music too? Wow, what do they not do? You know, it was one of those kind of things. But yeah, look at all the merchandise that came out after that. Yeah. And it's also genius to wear the makeup. You know how many chins you could hide with that makeup? Those guys who go out right now with that makeup on, and you'd be like, wow, they haven't changed a bit.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so yeah, that's genius too. You put a wig on, it's just like 1984 all over again.
Well,
Yeah,
and there's still
fun.
people doing the same thing now. They just put on like masks. DJs just putting on masks. So it's like it's the next level of that same thing, getting notoriety for being. But that's more personality. That's more Instagram nonsense than it is music.
Yeah.
And anything that has to do with publicity and art, it's two separate things, I think. So when I talk about music as art, that's really what I want over and underrated to be.
But
based
as
on
musicians, go ahead.
And they like I think it's good to do them, but I don't even think they should be part of the category because it's not for makeup. But it was a good conversation.
But as musicians to promote the band, we need to have that in our minds too. Like we all show up in suits and dresses and make a good impression. And how many times have we been told how good we look?
Absolutely.
So there's definitely something to that. You know, people hear with their eyes just as much as they hear with their ears. So
that's right.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
make a lasting impression. It's good for us. So
yeah, it's all related. It's all related. You have to know who you are as a band and what you sound like, and then you figure out what you look like.
Yes, at least they matched, you know. And I would say a lot of bands now can't even get that correct, you know.
So
even the jeans and t-shirt nonsense, somehow they still can't look somewhat uniform.
So absolutely. I mean, how many times have we seen it? We didn't even know these guys were all in the same band. I thought, oh wow, I thought this guy was one of the bus boys or something. You know, they go up there and he's got like a t-shirt on and a pack of cigarettes rolled up in the sleeve, you know, and oh, it's the bass player, you know. But it's never been.
Try a little harder.
I've never gotten people who like they don't want to dress up. Ah, damn it, I got to put a tie on. What a hassle. Are you kidding? These are adults that we're talking about too.
Yeah, I know. And you know, even in a rock band, there's a way to look cool and still look casual. Like you didn't try too hard, but you should look like you tried a little bit.
Yeah. So on that note, I will say that Kiss is definitely underrated in the fashion department, but completely overrated as musicians and singers.
Agreed. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not ready to hear about it.
What do we have next up on the docket?
I think it's Art Goes Time.
Art Goes Time. We're talking about divas? You're gonna
can we zoom out? Is this I guess this is it.
I might be able to zoom out, but take it away.
All right, so this is the Art Ghost segment, always ready to get on stage, where I talk to you all about how to be Art Ghost, how to always be ready to get on stage. And we want to talk about not being a diva this week. Now, this is very specific. I'm sure you've all heard the phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you better, makes you stronger. And until you experience that, you don't really know what it means. You know, when I started out, the guy who brought me into this group, Tino Alicio, former keyboard player, Tino brought me in. We met years ago. We were both teenagers singing in the subway. Now, when I started singing in the subway, I was with a quartet. We were a cappella group, and we had this karaoke machine. And we were singing into these microphones, and there was this little karaoke machine down there. And this guy who was a subway performer for years came over and said, man, you guys got to get rid of this little box. You sound like you're singing out of a transistor radio, and you're babying your voices. Don't baby your voice. Now, to be fair, this guy was like, don't baby your voice. You got to let it go. And we were all looking like, don't do that. But when we got rid of the transistor radio thing, we had to depend only on our own elements, our own voices, our own bodies to produce the sound. And it produced the spirit of independence, where once we did get amplification and got a hold of a microphone, it was like nothing. It was like breathing, you know. So the point of this is that as you rise up the ladder of success in the music business, if you're lucky, if you try hard, don't stop trying hard. When we started out, we had these huge speakers that Kathy would pull off of her truck and bring it in. And one thing, it had to be done. We had to set up. Everybody just pick up stuff and get moving. And also the owners of the bars are looking like, we better have money on time. You know, it's to let the owners know that we mean business. You see this lady taking stuff off the truck? Don't mess around, Jack. But the point of that is it's never stopped. It's never stopped. We've never had anybody pause and I don't feel like it today. You never feel like it, but you do it anyway because that is the whole gig. It's not just getting on stage. The whole gig is start to finish, loading in, doing the hit, and loading out. And believe it or not, as tired as you're going to feel, you're going to do that show, and everything is going to be easy after that. Once you get in those shows where the music and the sound is all set up for you, all you got to do is just go up there and grab your instrument. It's going to be like nothing. But don't stop trying then either. Still challenge yourself, because the challenge is what creates, it is what defines your strength and your energy on that stage.
Amen.
And that is how to be art ghost. Don't start being a diva.
No divas. You know how many times I was asked when I would get there a little early and I start unloading the equipment, they'd be like, where's all the guys? I'm like, why do I need guys? I can do this. Like, I don't have a problem with this. So
that's right. And then get up there and rock the mic right after.
Yep.
And we see people coming in there, they're barely able to carry their coat in there and can't even dance halfway through the, not our people. Our people get in there and jam.
Nope.
But we've seen people come into the bar, you know, and they're tired, and we sometimes are getting off of work, but it does not matter. It doesn't matter. The whole gig is the whole gig.
Yep. Absolutely. Hey, you know, before we go to the next one, I just want to go back one step and just talk about a couple gigs we got coming up. We did unfortunately have a cancellation. We thought we had a third date in August, and unfortunately that one is canceled and moved to 2021. So the two dates that we have for August, you know, I think we said this last week, is Tuesday, August 11th at the North Brook Park District. Pre-registration is needed. Go to our Facebook page and get details about the event there. Get the link and get on there and pre-register. I'm sure it's going to sell out because, again, there's not a lot of bands out there playing right now. And then that's a free event. And then Thursday, August 13th at the St. Charles Park District, that's a drive-in concert. It is $5, but you get 2 parking spots. You get to park your car in one and party in the other. So you bring your chairs, do your thing. So both of those events are on our Facebook page with all the links and the details. So please go register today. We would love to see you guys.
Yeah, wait. All right.
All right.
Man, it's like New Year's and Christmas is the only 2 hits.
I know. It's it. This is it.
All right. We got one more segment here.
That's right. It is time for Dave Goes Off. So I got to get right into this. This is all about Facebook. Facebook. I hate you so much. Okay. So what I'm really upset about is copyright and Facebook and how they deal with videos and how they deal with and copyright in general. I mentioned this a little while back in Disney and how copyright still is a big deal, and it is important. But I think Facebook is dropping the ball majorly on how they allow people to release videos. So they make billions and billions and billions of dollars. Do they make billions of dollars on our videos? No, they make billions of dollars on ads that they place onto our pages. Unlike YouTube, which they sell ads to support the videos. So, for example, if you have a song that you do not own the copyrights to on YouTube, you can't make money on it. The money will go to whoever owns the rights, which totally makes sense. I think that it should be like a shared thing, just like Apple Music and all those other things. They could easily make deals with record companies where they could get like a Pandora slice of anything that people have, and it's going to do way more good than cutting everyone else's videos out. And it's just ridiculous. So Facebook.
It's
You
evil.
You guys have the money, you have the lawyers, you can make it a more user-friendly thing. You released a little library of music that we could use, and get this, if you stream to YouTube, you can't use it because Facebook owns the copyright to that music, so you can only use it in Facebook videos. Oh, thank you so much, Facebook. I didn't quite understand that you're helping me out by doing this, you know, and unfortunately, like, we would have all our originals already recorded if COVID hadn't happened. So now we got 2 originals, and that's pretty much all the stuff that we have copyrighted to use. So we're tired of getting dinged and getting muted and other nonsense like that. So, Facebook, come on. Do something for us. This is
Get it together.
This is
We call Tammy
ridiculous.
Duckworth.
They are evil. They are just evil.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like worse than the
This
IRS.
is what happens when someone has too much power. The deregulation and the breaking up the big corporations. I'm all behind that because
and they don't care about the ads, man. You pay them,
like,
you can put whatever you want, make up lies, but gosh forbid something hits their Oh well, it's
Make
okay.
sure you catch us on the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
connect to us on the YouTube channel for sure. You should have less drops over there. All right.
Yeah, please subscribe to the page and also make sure you ring the bell because then you can get the notification. You'll never ever forget that we're online and we're looking for you guys to get online with us. So
that's right. And don't forget about Q&A. I should have mentioned at the top of the program. You guys can put your comments in there and your Q&A.
Yeah, I think some of them last week didn't quite happen because the stream got muted or something, or Facebook, right? Because last time it was one of your friends sent in a question, and then all of a sudden it
went away. We never saw it.
Right, we never saw it. She was upset, but we were like, "What are you talking about?" So Facebook, they like stopped our stream. Shame on you! Shame on you! Come on, it's ridiculous.
But we're happy to have a learning curve, so.
That's right. That's right.
Just keep going. We'll just figure it out as we go. It's okay.
Yeah, this is the whole mentality of the band. We're just gonna keep going until we can't keep going no more.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. and I'll be excited to do like a live show.
Oh yeah.
You know, scheduling that up. It's cool that we're doing 2 shows in like 2 days.
I know.
That week in August, it's gonna be glorious.
You guys, we're gonna be giving it our all. Just like when we did the studio, we had been cooped up for a couple months, and then we hit that studio. We were bananas. So
right, and this is gonna be with live fans. That probably will be there like 6 hours early.
Right,
knowing our fans, right? Yeah, they've been itching. So fantastic,
everybody. Just make sure you be safe out there and continue to wear those masks and social distance so we can get through this thing. Illinois' numbers are sliding up, but if we're careful and we take care of each other, we can beat it.
Yeah.
And we'll be ready to get out there and jam again. Otherwise, you're going to be watching this instead of watching us on stage.
This is it. This is the best we can do.
But that's a nice segue. We do have a performance, one of our past performances that we can show right now. And take it out for this week. So you guys enjoy this performance of What I'd Say we did. Where was this?
Hey, secondhand soul fans. Sing along. When your part comes on, come on and sing along, baby. Can you dig it? Can I get y'all to put your hands together like this? Like this. Come on, like come on.
I think this was out in Antioch.
Antioch. Yeah, Antioch, right.
Yeah, that was a nice thing.
Tell your pa, come and send you back
That's me forgetting the lyric.
And I'm trying to get the dancer's attention.
See the girl with the red dress on. She can do the Birdman all night long. Yeah,
Never with us. Okay, everybody up there, let's sing it. Yay!
Yay! I felt like I was there, like, oh, I want to dance. I want to play the tambourine.
Yeah.
So nice.
Well, we'll be able to do it again on August 11th.
Yep.
And
13.
hopefully we'll see you guys there.
I'll bring the tambourines and the boas.
Yep. And you just bring the fun.
Yeah.
And we'll do the rest.
That's right. That's right. Until next week.
All right. Until next week, we'll see you guys next Wednesday, 8 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube.
Don't miss it.
See you there.
Hey, secondhand soul fans.